Johnson, I wanted to point out something. Iowa is the only state that has changed their criminalization laws at this point.
Well, and I
They
mean,
did- they
every,
didn't do-
but
they didn't
every
do away-
state has some sort of
Yeah, every state
criminalization
has
law.
something.
And I mean, 30 years in this disease, you'd have thought some of these laws have been abolished because they're
One of my favorite talking points.
They're asinine.
Right.
George Dickinson.
The people who wrote the laws 30 years ago believe they should be changed.
Yeah, exactly.
That's one of my favorite talking points. Is like even the people who wrote the laws think it's wrong. You know, so if you're disagreeing with the law, well, you're disagreeing with the people who wrote the laws because now with what we know about HIV, it's all very good.
Yeah. I mean,
Still a lot of
these were
ignorance,
knee-jerk reaction laws,
Right.
I think.
And based on the science, based on the science we do at the time.
Exactly. They came from fear. And now that there's
In lack of knowledge.
exactly
Nothing to know.
now that the knowledge,
Not science.
none of those laws have been revisited.
But the fear is
And it's I think it's up to us to advocate for changing.
Absolutely. So there is a placard. You know, I support modernizing HIV criminalization. It's another one of those like maintenance people.
Yeah.
You know, hey, help get the word out that these laws need to change. Next, first, to your question.
No, I was just gonna
Echo that.
there's a hell of a lot of ignorance and fear still in Tennessee legislation. I had a chance to meet or speak with a lawyer who is trying to work on decriminalizing decriminalizing HIV in Nashville, and she still comes up to a lot of people who, you know, they have HIV positive, they'll shrink. These are legislators who did.
It's a hard topic because it's not like a really good election issue to run on. You know.
Exactly.
It's a hard one.
Yeah, especially when there's only 5 things.
Part of my thing is you have to get the word out there. You have to have the platform. Because to be real, unless you're affected by it, you don't know the law is there. So the more that we get the word out that this law actually exists, people will know it, talk about it, and maybe actually stand up to change something. But until the word's out there, nothing is going to be done.
Right.
We like being stupid.
It's not being talked about much, and it's kind of low priority, you know.
And you have to be prepared for people who say they deserve what the law says.
Yes.
How do we respond to that?
Or they deserve worse than that.
So my support progresses. You know, there certainly are people who, you know, might deserve, you know, when they put someone else, when they pass on HIV to somebody else without their permission.
There's laws already on the books.
There are laws that already cover that. Right. And HIV specific laws are actually, they're finding it actually do more harm than good. So there's ways of like agreeing with people, yet help educate.
I will say from what I know about my friends in college, another thing in college, if we had access to a PrEP or every single person I talk to that's out in the bars that's having sex with or without condoms, unanimously said to me, well, fuck yeah, I do. Where can I go to get some? Is it free? Does my insurance cover it? Where do I go? Gay men here who didn't live through the original epidemic have no idea how much of an issue it is. Have no idea that the rates in Southeast are spiking up. Have no idea about PrEP, about PEP, about where to go to get help. I'm not talking middle class, white, gay men, 25 years old. Where do they go get PrEP? They don't, because it's not talked about, because it's $2,000 a bottle, whatever. If you want to drive to Georgia, like Atlanta, if you want to drive to Memphis, something like that, go get pills. If you can afford to do that, that's one thing. But not having access to that medication out here, to me, is one of the biggest issues that I see with my age.
There are doctors right
So we know those doctors' names. That's a great referral. Are there people, like, one thing that's really nice about a team is that on a team you can have some people that are open about being HIV positive, you know. I certainly don't expect, you know, everybody who's positive to be out about their status. We understand that that's not the reality for everybody. So, but it's cool when somebody can. And then if somebody can be open about being on PrEP, having like, hey, talk to so-and-so, talk to Jeff, he's on PrEP. He's got a good doctor.
That's what the viewer stigma is like. Some people, they see PrEP.
Oh, you're on PrEP, you're
as a
a
support drug.
Yeah.
There is a lot of stigma involved in PrEP, too. And that's probably one of the conversations when we've had at events that, more so than anything, they had never heard of PrEP. They didn't know it.
So the PrEP placards can help, you know, I support my friends on PrEP, and then just getting the word out about PrEP. That's kind of why those two were designed. There's another one that I wrote that I kind of dropped using, but it's like, PrEP is a proven option to help fight the science knowledge of it. But I think the statistics are coming out. The science is there. People are believing that it works in general. But if you find that people are disbelieving the science, then that might, you know, helping get the word out that the science is real, you know, with a placard.
Question.
Sure.
And this feeds on what we're just talking about. How have you found a good way of breaking into the younger generation? Nashville is very separated. Our bars are very separated, age-wise, what's going on in each of the bars. How do we get into play and get the younger kids to talk about this? How can I get this into the Vanderbilt house and talk about this when it doesn't seem to be an important option for them? It feels difficult to break into those places. What have you found?
To me, like youth group, the empowerment group, and then college campuses. Like I'll speak at college campuses whenever I can. Like next month, I'm doing 2 college campus classes. I do this, you know, and then just setting up events. Like I'm just recruiting people. Like, hey, on these days, like let's put a table out there. There's a event like I live in a college now. Western Michigan University has a go Broncos. But they've got a college events. So just recruiting people. Because like the Make It Friendly Promise event is a great way to get people involved. That doesn't require the full training. You know, it's not so much the one conversation. It's pretty much, hey, get people to make a friendly promise. Here are the talking points. It's on the card. I can train people in 10 minutes how to staff a table doing that. So that might be a good place to start. It's like, hey, let's do a make a friendly promise event, and let's just train a youth group to do it. So how do we find that youth group? A gay group on a college campus.
I have a question. It just popped up here. So he was talking about PrEP and where do you go to get it? And you said, oh, I know a couple of doctors. What happens in town a lot is I have people asking questions of me at different times. And where do you go to get this? Where do you go to get that? There's different communities that are like researching different areas. They evolve these lists and these resources, but that every different nonprofit, every different group doesn't know it. Have you ever done something to bring these resources together, like a friendly gathering of leaders to share these resources so that you can get a better list to share with your people?
I kind of know what Billy's talking about, because like, he might have a list, but if I go to a 20 and under group, or 25 and under group, or I go to a HIV positive clinic, or I go to a college group, or a gay group, or a queer group, we don't have that list. And I'm not saying it's going to be small. God, no, I'm not blaming anyone. That is how Nashville is. We're all divided. How do we gain access? If you know a list of doctors, and Billy knows who provides PrEP, where can I go for free without being positive or negative? Whether or not I am is irrelevant. How do I know how to get my information?
So my question was, have you come up with a situation where you're at to bring together people to help you better do your job as team friendly, to bring a gathering of minds to share resources?
Sure, like a team with like a public forum.
Yeah.
There's definitely been public forums. The Team Friendly Atlanta did a public forum. just like, hey, let's get the word out, and let's invite some doctors, and let's invite.
They had a panel out from the
Yeah.
Yep.
Yep. I did one online. We had a Gilead rep talk to us for over an hour. Is anybody in on that one? We had a Gilead rep online, so we did it. And her name's Stacy Bush. She's willing to do it again. So if we want to do an online one for you guys, I can help arrange that with Gilead.
Our planning council is planning on doing one in May around PrEP. We're going to have a community forum on it.
Cool. You can get Team Friendly involved in that? Awesome. Because then we can get the word out for a
The
month.
sisters, also the sisters.
Sisters.
Yay.
Make sure I know something.
Really good answer to my questions.
David, I just want to make a comment here. As a team, we wanted desperately to bring you into our Nashville community to do what you do. If it wasn't for the sisters, Sister Ann and Eunice putting together seed money for us, spending an entire night, would have been a sister night for Team Friendly. We really appreciated what you did.
We did it.
I don't know if this really fits or not, but I'll say it since you mentioned the sisters and called me out.
I'm sorry, Sister Ann.
But there's a strange confluence of being a sister and the arrival of Team Friendly in my life. I had been HIV positive for 15 years and didn't really have a name, I don't think. I didn't call it stigma. I called it fear. And I didn't, when I was diagnosed, the wonderful nurse that worked with me in the medical clinic said, be very intentional and careful about who you tell that you're positive. And I found that to be true for many, many years because it changes how people look at you, how people relate to you. As supportive as my biological, loving older sister is, she drives me freaking crazy. Because she's like, when's your doctor's appointment? Do you have the numbers back in? And I'm like, I can't live my life like this. So I finally just gave her my login to my Vanderbilt.com and she knows. And my CD4 before I did. Crazy. Anyway, you guys gave me the language and over time, I got rid of that fear so that 2 weeks ago, I was finally able to tell my 3 now adult children that I'm HIV positive. And I was able to talk about it with them in terms of stigma. I kept this from you guys, not because I'm not healthy, or not because of anything else, but because I didn't want you to have to deal with what might happen if you went out and told people while you're in elementary school, high school, what's going on. So the people that I love the most in my life, I didn't tell until 2 weeks ago. And I feel absolutely free. Absolutely free now. I have nothing. Well, I'll take that back. I have very few things in common. It's a wonderful place to live. And you guys did that.
I was going to say something. He reached out to me shortly, I don't know, a day after you did that.
Yeah.
And told me what he had done. And I, of course, told him, just remember, I'm there for you. So,
right.
It's like,
Yeah.
And that's exactly what we're going to do. Like when we're out in the car, is like those people who are living with HIV, help them. Just help them show what it's like.
I'm glad you said that, Joe,
World,
because
stigma-free
that's
HIV.
what that's what I did. I called our Mr. Friendly right after I did it.
One of the things that I've noticed in this community is a lot of you know Bianca Page. She was a drag queen here in town. She was HIV positive and she was very open. And she talked about it on the mic. She was one of the few people who talked about it and got other people talking about. She passed away. But for me, that's what Mr. Friendly has done, is given another voice here in town. And Nashville is very quiet about HIV.
Yes.
And it needs that okay to talk about it. And that's for me what Friendly is all about. It's okay to talk about it. They don't judge, and Bianca didn't judge. She laughed about it. She was there for you if you had issues. She was always there to talk to you. And for me, that's what Mr. Friendly has done, stepped into that little void that we had. And I thank you guys so much for that.
Thank you.
I love that.
And I just want to like emphasize the point that like what Bianca can do, just the power of that, about the power of sharing your own story. It's like you don't need to have your own story to listen.
No.
You know, like you know, I started this campaign and I'll share this with you, but like I'm not HIV positive. People assume it all the time. I have, I've been on PrEP for over a year. Changed my life. And it changed my life in this way. Like, just, my rule of thumb was always like, well, I was an early believer in the science of undetectable viral loads is non-transmittable. And we're finding that science is caught up on that.
Yes.
And I've been living with that science. I've been living with science for a long time. But I have a ton of survivor guilt. Like I was having sex without condoms in New York City in the early 80s. And somehow I came out without HIV. You know? And I feel that survivor's guilt even with people who've been living with HIV for 30 years. Like, we've lost a lot of people. And it's really hard to live with that sometimes, that we've lost that. But to be able to take steps and do something about it. But I encourage you to at first listen and get them to share their story, and when appropriate, share yours. You know? It's rare that I share, oh, you want to think about PrEP? Well, I'm on PrEP, and I did that, blah, 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 blah. You know? It's like, it's about their story. Like, tell me why you want to get on PrEP. Like, that's awesome. Let me help you get on PrEP. And, you know, it's, to really get people to open up is about being a good listener. And that's kind of like what I want the symbol to be, is just like, is that conversation starter, and for to create that opportunity for you to be a good listener, and for you to look down and remember, look, okay, I gotta be friendly, you know, because it's like I'm constantly a reminder, like it's like a friendly manifestation. It's my new word. I love that word. It's like, can you tell me what that means to manifest? What does that mean to manifest?
For us, to manifest means that we are here and we are present. So if we are manifested somewhere, that means the sisters are there, whether it's the makeup or it's the sort of magic or it's the energy that comes out of it, but whatever it is that makes sisters what we are, it's happening right there.
I could physically feel that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That is
It's a together.
Yes. Yeah.
We're together and we're manifesting. We're together.
Yep.
We're in one mind, one spirit.
And that can happen on a team. You know, it might not be as glamorous or glittery as this is.
Hey David, we're fortunate enough in our team to have two of our team members who are also sisters.
That's really good.
River and Jonathan both are.
That's really awesome. Anything else? Sister Ann, do you want to tell us about tomorrow night?
Well, Sister Eunice is actually pointing this a bit, but tomorrow night is Freaking Fetish. Happens every year at Tracks. It's a fundraiser for the conductors PWA fund every year. It's also a time to kind of destigmatize some of the stuff you guys do at home see yet, or wish you did at home. Because it's the freaking Venice Fashion Show. Are you going to be a model, Jay?
I have been recruited to help.
I think you'll have to show up there at 10 o'clock tomorrow night at the track to find out what exact freak or fetish David has.
Well, I know a few of them.
But it is a huge good time. So come out for a while, come out for the whole evening. It's from 10 to 12 tomorrow night at track.
How does it raise money? How does it?
There's a mission at the door that you tip the models and performers and whoever's.
Right.
Models get tips. So
Models
all
get
your-
tips?
The more clothes
Models
you take
get
off,
tips.
the more you get tips.
But the tips that the models give.
What?
They give it to donors.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Tip a load, yeah.
And then,
We try to encourage everyone and tell everybody exactly what it is that we're raising money for all night long. And just tell them, you know what, you guys are what makes the communities around us so wonderful. So, have a good time and get out some dollar bills.
or $5.
No,
Or
or 20.
10s and 20s. I like 20.
Jackie, do you have any things coming up with the conductors or?
Well, those of you that were around Nashville for a long time back remember the shoot. They had some of the best performers that were in Nashville in their drag show, Bianca Page and all those guys. My husband, Dakota St. James. We are going to do a reunion show to support Nashville Cares and the Conductors PWA Fund. May the 17th, 6 o'clock at Play. And we've already got China, Dakota, Sapphire Milan. There's just a list of performers who've already agreed to come and perform for you. So you'll get to see a lot of the old shoot crowd back up there. They are going to be doing the numbers that they used to do together on stage.
They get walkers.
Walkers. So May the 17th, there is a Facebook page out there for this event. If you haven't signed up for it, please do, so we can try to draw more people in.
So for my birthday, you're doing a show at Play.
Yes.
And for those of you who don't know, the conductors support National Cares, and our money goes to all those things that fall between the cracks of government grants. They're very limited in what they can supply. We pay for things like it's a pair of glasses or false teeth for someone. Paying for medication, rent, things that just fall between the cracks of what's happening. And they come to us, and we've never had to say no to a request in 33 years now.
So, do you guys have cards for tomorrow night, like available or information? Cool. So sisters can help promote that. So what I'd like to do next is like talk about what we can do later tonight. Sure. But if you'd like to if you'd like to help promote the event, take more than one. So I brought with me a couple of friendly pets. I'd like to introduce you to Theo. Theo is short for the original. So this is the original. So I so lazy. This is Friendly Kitten.
I love
Or is fix the button. All right. So this might be the conversation starter that somebody might like. Cool? Lauren, we've got a big version, a friendly pup. Okay. He's been around. This one I washed this week, but it's still got sister makeup all over. But where do you get that from? Right?
It lives forever.
Which sister?
And I'll loan this out to somebody tonight who would like to wear a friendly vest. Because that's not, it doesn't go with my outfit. If somebody else wants to wear it.
David.
Maybe. You want to wear this tonight? You're no leather man.
Oh my God, he has more leather.
Is a former conductor, I believe.
Yes. He's one of our alumni.
All right.
And I've got pictures of him.
Doing what?
Past shows.
Doing what?
I would also
You
like
don't
to.
want to know.
Or their Facebook site.
I have some of the upgrade lapel pins. Cool.
Upgrade?
So I brought enough for the sisters. I brought enough for the team. And then who else is here? And as a thank you, I think I've got enough for everybody. Plus, what I'd like to do is, like a little bit of tradition is, I want to give everybody 2. And then when you're out and about tonight, if somebody says to you, and you're passing out the free buttons, if somebody says to you, hey, I really like the lapel pin, or I like that one's nicer, you know, take it off of your body and give it to them. And you've got your backup. Okay? And then don't wear it the rest of the night because you don't have a backup. Okay? Make sense?
Yeah.
Don't take the one out of your pocket and give it to them. Doesn't mean the same thing. Take it off your body and pin it on them, and they'll remember that moment. They'll remember that moment. All right. So with that, what else? What are some of the other things for tonight? You want to?
Actually, we're going to kind of divide into 2 groups.
Can't hear you, Steven.
I said we're going to divide into 2 groups. Part of the group's going to hit Church Street. We're all going to go to Kansas after this. We're going to meet over at Blue Jeans, hang out until I say something up over here. And then we're going to go to Canvas as a group together. And then from Canvas, we're going to divide into 2 groups. Part of the groups are going to get clay and tribe. The other group's going to get stirrup and tracks. I had got him to waive the cover charge for 15 people that play. So whoever wants to go to play, wants to do this group.
You just gonna wear a smiley face and get it free?
He's
15.
Maybe we all make sure to all show up together.
Yeah, that's probably a good. I'll go in at the same time. I told him to be anywhere from 12 to 15.
So everybody at Canvas right after this, and then we'll split up into this street or stirrup tracks. Am I getting that right?
Actually, after Canvas, we're going to split up.
Okay.
Part of it would go up Church Street. And I estimated about probably an hour in each bar. About an hour in each bar. And then we would like to, if we could, all gather back over here afterwards.
Back here at the Vibe.
So 10.
Like here or at Blue Jeans.
Blue Jeans.
It's like 9 right now, so it's like midnight.
Not midnight.
Here.
12:30.
Well, around that.
1 here.
Now, of course, if anyone has to, now that's fine. But as many people as possible to get back up here. Because we would like to get a summary on how it went for you. To get back how it went, how your conversations may have went. You know, just to get a feel of what you had. So that is what's the 11th. You want to do a team photo
Whoever's
now?
going to come over to the triangle.
We're going to do
picture right now.
So you want to hang out here for a while? So
So
we're going to do
basically that's your
photos.
first drink.
Are you doing a picture here before everyone?
Yeah, if anybody gets a ride over to the triangle, if I'm part of that group, I can drive over there.
Well,
give you a
because there used to
ride.
be 3 bars. I was going to see it, but we.
Oh,
You
yeah.
know, it's sort of 12 cars or whatever.
Well, there's going to be a third bar soon, so.
There's 3 bars, this one has it.
So, after my last words, we'll all get up on stage and then we can pose for pictures. If there's anybody that doesn't feel comfortable being in the picture, you're going to be our picture taker. But we can share this, so we don't need to have 20 people take the picture because this will go up in the team-friendly album. And then so we can easily pull it from there. But I want to just say thank you. I want to say, thank you for getting it. You know, it's one thing to recognize there's stigma in the community, but there's another thing to have the courage. It does take courage to like put a friendly face on and get out there and meet people where they're at. But I really want to say thank you, Stephen. It's been like, we've been like online friends for 2 years. This is the first time we met today. So,
This is a long